It started with a voice note, sent a little after one. You laughed before you spoke, and somehow that was enough. The city blurred outside my bedroom window glass, but I replayed those few seconds like they were built to last. You tell me about your day while traffic filled the air, the sound of passing sirens, a smile hiding somewhere. I answered from my rooftop underneath the evening sky, where every word felt easier with the moon hanging high. We learned each other's pauses before we learned each touch. Some conversations whispered more than kisses ever could. Funny how two lonely hearts can slowly recognize a place they've never been by hearing someone's alive. No grand beginning, no perfect movie scene, just little pieces of our hearts living in between the beats. We fell in love between voice notes, between good morning and good night, somewhere between your laughter and the silence after goodbye. Every message carried pieces of a love we never planned. We fell in love between voice notes before we ever held each other's hand. Some nights we'd say we had just one more thing to tell, then 40 minutes later we'd still be talking to ourselves. You'd leave the sound of rainfall playing through the phone, just so it didn't feel like either one was all alone. I memorized the rhythm of your breathing when you think, the way your voice turns softer every time my name would leave your lips. Without a single photograph, I knew your soul by heart, painting your smile from the warmth inside your words. By the time we finally met beneath the city lights, heart still sounds like you. Leave me one more message, just the way you always do. Some loves begin with a kiss, hearts begin with the sound of you. 2 in the morning, and the skyline barely breathes. The city's wrapped in silence underneath the streetlight beams. A half-read novel rests beside an untouched glass of wine, but every page I turn somehow keeps bringing you to mind. The traffic has surrendered to a softer kind of sound, just distant trains reminding me that life keeps moving around. I whisper your name once just to hear how it survives, and it settles in the room like it was always meant to stay. It's strange how daylight changes everything we feel, making quiet emotions easier to conceal. But when the moon is listening and the world has gone to sleep, the truth finds its way out of places buried deep. Maybe the night is honest, maybe the stars just know. Some feelings bloom in darkness before they're ready to grow. Your name sounds better at 2 a.m., floating through the midnight air like a melody the moonlight has been patiently preparing. Every syllable feels warmer, every heartbeat falls in line. Your name sounds better at 2 a.m., like it was always meant for mine. I remember every conversation that wandered past midnight, the way we lose track of hours chasing city lights. You'd laugh at something simple, then everything felt new, as if the whole night had been waiting just for you. And now I stand beside the window where your voice once filled the air, smiling at the quiet because I still find you there. Not as someone I can't live without, but as a beautiful chapter I still think about. Some memories don't ask to be relived, they simply become first time that we met, the room was full of noise, but somehow every conversation faded from my thoughts. You smiled across the table, then looked away again, like we were both pretending not to notice what it meant. We walked beneath the city after everybody left, talking about our favorite songs and dreams we hadn't chased yet. The night was dressed in amber from the scattered streetlights, and I kept wondering what forever looked like in your eyes. I almost reached for your hand 100 different times, but I let the silence write what courage couldn't find. Some feelings grow so quietly, they never need a sign. They simply wait until two hearts arrive. Before the moment found us, before the world stood still, my heart had already written everything my lips would feel. I kissed you in my head before I didn't realize. 1,000 little daydreams play beneath the city lights. I imagined how you'd smile, how the whole world might disappear. I kissed you in my head, long before you were here. There were nights I replay every word you ever said, finding hidden meanings in the spaces left unsaid. I picture us outside your door after another long goodbye, both pretending we weren't searching for one more reason not to leave. The moon became my witness to impossible rehearsals, where every almost kiss felt beautifully uncertain. I wasn't scared of falling, I was scared of rushing something rare. And one quiet evening with the skyline glowing gold, you stepped a little closer like the story finally knew. No soundtrack in the background, no fireworks in the sky, just one honest heartbeat beating mine. Time slowed without asking, the air forgot to move. Everything I'd imagined still couldn't compare to you. I kissed you in my head before I didn't realize, but nothing could prepare me for the way you changed the night. Your lips felt less like a beginning, more like coming home. I kissed you in my head, and found something even more. Maybe love starts long before the first embrace arrives. Maybe it begins in all the little moments we quietly keep alive. In every lingering glance, every goodbye that lasted too long, every hope too careful to speak, until it finally became real. I kissed you in my head 100 different ways, but the one we finally shared outshined every dream I'd made. Now whenever midnight finds me, I smile at how love took its time, because the best moments are the ones that don't have to be imagined twice. The city fell asleep, the moon stayed hanging high. One kiss became a memory I'll carry all my life. The city's wearing midnight like a tailored coat, streetlights drawing circles on the empty road. We're sitting by the river where the skyline sways, letting silence fill the spaces words can't always save. You don't reach for perfect speeches, you don't promise endless skies, you just brush your hand against mine, and somehow every question leaves my mind. We've never been the kind to chase attention, never needed loud affection to prove a thing. Love has its own language when it's honest, and and ours is written in the smallest things. A look across the room, a smile no one else can see. The quiet keeps revealing everything you mean to me. Our love doesn't make noise, it echoes long after the moment fades away. It lives inside the little things, the words we never have to say. Like moonlight resting on the water, like a melody that never ends. Our love doesn't make noise, it echoes through my soul again. Remember that little diner on 23rd, where we stayed until they stacked the chairs. You traced little circles on my coffee cup while telling me about the dreams you never gave up. Nothing extraordinary happened that night, no dramatic scene beneath the city lights. But driving home I couldn't stop smiling, because ordinary felt extraordinary with you. You learned the rhythm of my overthinking, you knew when to hold me, when to let me breathe. Some people fall in love through grand gestures, we fell in love through consistency. Every quiet evening becomes another page, a story written softly, but it never fades. Our love doesn't make noise, it echoes through every street we've ever crossed, in every late night conversation, in every moment we were lost. It doesn't ask the world to notice, it simply grows where truth begins. Our love doesn't make noise, it echoes from within. Years from now, when these city lights belong to someone else's view, we'll still find this same feeling in the way I look at you. Because real love isn't measured by how loudly it arrives, it's the peace that stays behind when the music says goodbye. Our love doesn't make noise, it echoes like footsteps after midnight, right? Every memory keeps singing long after yesterday. Forever has a heartbeat, I hear it every time you smile. Our love doesn't make noise, it echoes for miles and miles. The night's growing quiet, the skyline starts to glow. Our love never needed volume, only somewhere beautiful to echo. The first few months were coffee shops and long walks home, two paper cups between us while the evening slowly cooled. You talked about your childhood like you trusted me with glass, careful not to drop the pieces that were hardest from your past. You told me why you hate goodbyes that come without a reason, why rain against your window always pulls you into thinking. You smiled when you were nervous, looked away before you laughed, and somehow I found beauty in the little things like that. We never hurried conversations just to fill the quiet space. Sometimes we sit for minutes, letting silence keep its place. I started knowing where your heart would go before your eyes, like love was teaching me a language I had never learned in life. Before your hand found mine, before the first embrace, I already knew the places life had carved upon your faith. I learned your heart before your body, before the first kiss stole the air. I knew the dreams you kept protected, the hidden weight you used to bear. Love became more than attraction, more than midnight skin on skin. I learned your heart before your body. I swear forever always begins. I remember one October when the lights went out downtown, so we parked beside the river while the stars lit up the clouds. You asked me if I thought that people ever truly changed, then waited for my answer like it mattered just the same. I didn't fall because you looked like every dream I'd ever drawn. I fell because you stayed to hear me even when I was wrong. You listened without rushing to repair what wasn't whole, giving broken thoughts a place where they could safely grow. You memorized the stories I was almost too ashamed to tell, the nights I questioned everything, the days I wore it well. That's when I realized intimacy isn't measured by a touch. Sometimes it's simply being known and still being loved so much. You never pulled me closer by asking me to change. You simply loved me gently, and nothing stayed the same. I learned your heart before your body, before our shadows shared one room. I knew the sound of your compassion long before I knew your perfume. You became my safest answer in a world that moved too fast. I learned your heart before your body. Maybe that's why we could last. The city keeps chasing brighter lights, trying to turn every feeling into fire, but love isn't always written in sparks. Sometimes it's written in patience. It's remembering how you take your tea, how your voice grows softer when you're tired, how your eyes search for mine across a crowded room without either of us saying a word. That's the kind of love the night quietly teaches, the kind that stays beautiful long after the butterflies have gone. I learned your heart before your body, before forever had a name. I fell for every quiet chapter long before desire came. Now every time you hold me close, I know exactly what I'm holding on to, because I learned your heart before your body. And that's the part I'll never lose. The moon slips behind the skyline, morning waits beyond the blue. I love the soul you trusted me with before I ever touched you. You walked in wearing midnight on your shoulders, the city glowing softly through the restaurant glass. We talked until they flipped the chairs onto the tables, still finding reasons not to call it our last. You told me your favorite records on the drive back home, singing half the lyrics, laughing when you got them wrong. I watched the street lights flicker across your face, thinking somehow I'd heard this feeling all along. It wasn't deja vu, it was something deeper, like my heart recognized yours before my mind could. Some people enter your life like strangers. You arrived like something wonderfully understood. You didn't have to convince me, you didn't have to try. Something in your soul already felt like mine. You feel like a song I've known forever, one I somehow forgot to play. Every note keeps finding me, even when the night's about to fade. Like a melody that waited patiently for saying much, and somehow silence sounded better with you here. I started noticing the little things you did, how you'd save the last sip of coffee until it turned cold, how you'd stop mid-sentence just to admire the skyline, as if every ordinary evening carried gold. I realized love wasn't arriving all at once, it was gathering quietly in moments like these. One conversation, one slow walk, one lingering goodbye, until your name felt stitched into my every week. Every little memory adds another line, until our story sounds like perfect rhyme. You feel like a song I've known forever, playing underneath my skin. Every chorus feels familiar, like it's always lived within. The moon can change the tides tonight, the morning can rewrite the view, but every melody I love somehow leads me back to you. Maybe that's why loving you feels easy, not because we never had to grow, but because every season keeps revealing another verse I didn't know. Write new harmonies with time, miss a beat and find it again. The best songs aren't remembered for being perfect, they're remembered for how they make you feel. You feel like a song I've known forever, still becoming something new. Every verse keeps pulling me closer, every heartbeat keeps me tuned to you. If this life is made of music, then you're my favorite refrain. You feel like a song I've known forever, and I'll never get tired of hearing your name. The record keeps on spinning, the night fades into blue, and somewhere in the silence I'm still singing you. Yeah, yeah. Everybody said love was supposed to happen fast, like sparks across the sky that disappear as quickly as they flash. But we were never chasing something we could lose. We let the silence introduce us before we chose. Our first few dates were little cafes after work, long conversations that wandered without purpose. You stop halfway through a story just to watch the rain, and I forget my coffee every time you said my name. We never measured feelings by the days gone by, never counted kisses just to say we'd reached a milestone. We learned each other's rhythms one evening at a time, until your ordinary days began to feel like mine. Brick by brick, without forcing anything, love grew quietly like the coming of spring. We didn't rush it, that's why it lasts. We gave tomorrow time to find us. Every slow goodbye, every midnight drive only pulled our hearts together. We never hurried what was real, we let forever choose its pace. We didn't rush it, that's why love still lives in this place. I remember winter settling over downtown streets, your hands hidden inside the sleeves of my old hoodie. We walked for miles because neither one of us wanted the night to end before it had said enough. You asked me what I feared the most, I answered losing something beautiful by holding it too tight. You smiled and said, then let's never hurry us, and somehow that sentence stayed with me for life. Since then we watched seasons change their colors, seen cafes close and new ones open down the block. The city kept rewriting its own story, while ours kept going without asking for applause. Some things bloom slowly, that's how their roots grow deep. The strongest kind of love never rushes its heartbeat. We didn't rush it, that's why it lasts. Every chapter earned the next. Every patient conversation became another promise kept. We chose understanding first before forever had a name. Didn't rush it, and I choose that road again. Now when I see the skyline reflected on your eyes, I think about the 100 little moments that brought us to tonight. Not one grand gesture, not one perfect day, just two people choosing each other in 1,000 quiet ways. Maybe that's a secret nobody ever tells. Real love isn't built in a moment, it's built in moments. We didn't rush it, that's why it lasts. Long after midnight fades away, every slow beginning still lives inside today. If someone asks what forever looks like, I'll tell them it looks like us. Two hearts that trusted time and found a love worth keeping, because we never rushed. The city welcomes morning, the moon lets go at last. Some loves burn bright for a moment, ours was made to last. Half past midnight, I'm driving through familiar streets. The traffic lights keep changing, but there's no one next to me. I passed the corner where we'd stop for coffee after dark, where your laughter used to linger long after we'd depart. I still remember how you'd stare outside the passenger side, watching strangers write their stories underneath the city lights. You never felt the need to fill every empty space. You let the quiet breathe, and somehow it made me feel safe. Back then, I didn't understand the beauty of your calm. I thought love had to sound like fireworks in storms. Now I know the strongest feelings often whisper low, leaving echoes in the places only honest hearts can know. Some conversations never needed words. Your quiet always reached me long before your voice was heard. Your silence still talks to me, like moonlight resting on the sea. It tells me love was patient, it tells me who I used to be. Every pause still holds a memory, every stillness sets me free. Your silence still talks to me in ways no words could ever speak. Last week I found your favorite bookstore by the station. The old cashier smiled, and that's why I've been gone so long. I walked between the shelves where we'd lose track of time, reading first lines aloud until one of us would smile. For a second I could almost hear you teasing me again, laughing at the endings I could never quite predict. The memory didn't break me like it might have once before. It simply sat beside me while the evening slowly warmed. Healing isn't waking up without a single ache, it's learning that some memories don't need to be escaped. become quiet companions on roads you still travel. Gentle reminders that love can change you for the better. The city's growing quieter, the stars are settling in. Your absence doesn't haunt me now, it simply visits now and then. Your silence still talks to me in every midnight drive, in empty seats beside me where gratitude survives. The night still knows your story, but it also knows mine. Your silence still talks to me, and somehow I'm alright. Maybe every love leaves behind its own kind of language, not spoken with voices, but with places, songs, and habits. A favorite street at midnight, a cup that's poured for two, a space beside my heartbeat that still remembers you. Your silence still talks to me, but it no longer asks me to stay. It reminds me of who we were, then gently fades away. The dawn keeps painting new colors across this heart of mine. Your silence still talks to me, but now it speaks of peace, not goodbye. Morning finds the skyline, the stars disappear from view. The quiet says one last thing: thank you. The city looked different the night you called. Street lights spilling gold across the boulevard. I almost let the phone keep ringing in the dark. Another long day still heavy on my heart. You said my name so softly just to see if I was there, like you already knew. I've been carrying too much for a moment. All the noise outside the window disappeared, and even the silence felt lighter than before. We talked about nothing that the world would call important, a song you couldn't stop playing, the rain outside your place. But every ordinary sentence somehow reached deeper, like your voice had learned the map of every hidden ache. You never tried to fix me, you never rushed the pain. You simply call me closer by the way you said my name. I found peace in the way you say my name, like the moon finding the ocean every night the same. Every syllable falls gently, like it already knows my soul. You don't have to say I love you, I hear it in your tone. I found peace in the way you say my name, and somehow that's enough to bring me home. A few weeks later we were walking through downtown, past little cafes where the lights were winding down. A cold wind carried autumn through the empty streets, so you reached for my hand before I asked you to. I stopped to watch the skyline reflected in the river. You stopped because you noticed I'd gone quiet again. You didn't ask me what was wrong right away, you simply stood beside me until the words arrived. And you turned with that familiar smile, said my name like it belonged in your heart. I looked at you and realized in that single moment, some people become your safest place without ever trying. Love isn't always loud enough for the whole world to hear. Sometimes it time it leaves your lips, my restless thoughts grow still. It's more than just a greeting, it's a place my heart can live. I found peace in the way you say my name, like you've known me long before we met. If life ever scatters us across different roads and skies, I hope the world is kind enough to let me hear your voice sometimes. Because there are names people remember, and then there are names people cherish. Mine became beautiful the day it belonged to you. I found peace in the way you say my name, more than in 1,000 perfect lines. Every quiet evening, every midnight drive carries the sound through my mind. When tomorrow asks what love felt like, I remember your voice before anything else. I found peace in the way you say my name. And in that moment, I finally found myself. The night slowly gives to morning, the skyline fades from view. You say my name one last time, and the whole world feels brand new. The restaurant was closing, they were stacking up the chairs, but neither one of us was ready to go anywhere. You smiled and said, let's take the long way home tonight. So we wandered through the city underneath the amber lights. The sidewalk shimmered from an afternoon of rain. Every passing car became a ribbon in the lane. You stopped to watch our reflections in a little storefront glass, laughing at the way we look like we'd been here in another life. I checked my watch without thinking for a second. You gently pulled my hand away and laughed. You said, don't let the clock decide this moment. And somehow it never mattered after that. The night kept unfolding, one heartbeat at a time. For the first time in forever, I wasn't chasing time. Even time moves slow when I'm with you, like the stars forget them mentally. Every second stretches into something I never wanna lose or outgrow. The city keeps racing somewhere without us, but we don't have anywhere to be. Even time moves slow when I'm with you, and that's exactly where I wanna be. We found a little bench beside the river walk, where strangers passed without interrupting us. You rested your head against my shoulder quietly, while boats carried broken moonlight across the water. You asked me what I'd tell my younger self if I could borrow 5 minutes from the past. I looked at you before I answered, because somehow you had me hum the answer. I tell him not to hurry, love, not to mistake excitement for peace. One day he'll meet someone who makes ordinary people feel like home before they ever ask for the keys to your heart. The moon climbed higher, the streets grew still. No countdown, no deadline, just a love standing perfectly still. Even time moves slower when I'm with you, like midnight doesn't wanna end. Every conversation leaves another reason to fall in love again. You make forever feel familiar without asking me to believe. Even time moves slower when I'm with you, like the world is finally letting us breathe. Tomorrow will come with its crowded morning, missed calls, long meetings in hurry trains. The city will wake and ask for everything the way it always does. But tonight belongs to us, to these quiet streets, to your hand finding mine, to a love that never needed to rush. Maybe that's why this feels eternal, not because the clock has stopped, but because my heart